Good day, guys. Coach Troy Brown, IFBB Pro, apexphysiques.ca, your go-to resource for physique transformation. Today we're talking about another great bodybuilder has left us, Mr. Gustavo Badell. The Freakin Rican, I think was his nickname, right? Unbelievable bodybuilder from head to toe, thick muscle, upper pecs, shoulders, arms particular were just so round and full. I can remember, probably you can remember as well, when he did the Olympia and he was competing against, I think it was Jay and Ronnie. And I think he ended up beating Ronnie in the challenge round. Remember the challenge round I used to do at the Olympia? And he won that and he looked phenomenal that day. And many people actually thought he could have actually won the show. I mean, Ronnie was just a mass monster at the time, wasn't he? I mean, he was just probably unbeatable when he spun round and did that back double bicep, his signature. It was usually game over. That was his trump card, wasn't it, for Ronnie Coleman? But in regards to Gustavo Badell, man, the guy was a great bodybuilder. He really was. And he was a gentleman too. Very polite, very humble. Got to meet him a few times on the circuit. Remember actually, if I remember rightly, what was the year? I think it was might have been 2009, quote me if I'm wrong. I was on stage with him. Actually, I might have a video for you guys. I'll see if I can pull it up and I'll add it to this video.
Great. Okay.
But you'll
Heels
see
together.
in the video
Arms
that we're
at your
doing our
side.
quarter turns.
Again,
I was
we're gonna
probably
reverse the order,
around
so it'll be to the right.
245. My biggest ever. But I remember standing next to Gustavo, just looking at his upper body. I wasn't really impressed with his lower extremities, but his upper body was just, he had that thick round muscle belly, that hard granite look, if you will. But just his physique glowed on stage, I found too. But when I heard about his passing at age 50, I mean, that's so young. And I wanted to talk about to you guys, I don't do a lot of these videos on my past career because I really like to focus on this new version of myself, if you will. But, you know, going back and looking at my career and competing against the likes of Gustavo and Phil Heath, just to name a few, Marcus Rule, Ronnie Raquel as an example, great physiques. And I really feel for the sport right now, being an outsider looking in with all the unfortunate deaths that are happening in the sport. It seems to have all stemmed from Dallas McCarver, and this is not discrediting anyone that's passed before Dallas, but it seems to be happening a lot. And as a former pro myself, and the things we put in our body, it makes you really realize, you know, has the damage been done? So I think this is the reason, one of the major reasons why I try my utmost best to live a very holistic way of living, just because of what I did in my past and the amount of stress I put on my body, not just with the anabolics, the PEDs, but with the stress of training and the lifestyle that bodybuilding brings in terms of the copious amount of food that we have to eat. So yeah, if you're up and coming and you want to be a pro bodybuilder, all I would encourage you to do, I'm not saying you shouldn't, all I would encourage you to do is just make sure that you do it in a healthy manner, as healthy as you possibly can. But this is really a tribute video to Gustavo Badell, and having, you know, met the guy and been on stage with him. He was definitely a role model for me coming up through the ranks, and then obviously being able to step on stage with the man was a dream come true, so to speak. So to all the Gustavo Badell fans that are out there, and to his family, my sincere condolences goes out to you, and my well wishes. I'm sending you love and positive energy and healing energy, to another fallen warrior, Mr. Gustavo Badell. You will be missed, brother, and I wish I would have got to know you a little bit better on the circuit. You were just a great bodybuilder, you truly were, and you had phenomenal genetics. You were perfectly built to do the sport. That's what they say, right? They say that athletes tend to be, generally speaking, in the sort of ballpark of 5'4", 5'10" is sort of that sweet spot for bodybuilders. I mean, there's an exception to the rule. You might get the odd genetic freak that is around 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", but for the general consensus, it tends to be around 5'4" and 5'8". So, in closing, Gustavo Badell, the freaking Rican, Puerto Rican beast. You will go down as one of the greats, in my opinion, for beating Ronnie in the challenge round, but for really holding your own at the Olympias and the many shows that you did win. And you were very consistent, and you loved not just bodybuilding like as a sport, but I think you loved training. You love training just like I do. I love the gym. I love working out. I just love the environment of the gym, and I think that's why I always gravitated towards it as at a young age. And yeah, Gustavo Badell, man, we salute you, brother, with both hands. Rest easy, sleep well, and more importantly, rest in power.